Hey guys, today it is early in the morning, really early. I woke up this morning bright-eyed, like could not go back to sleep at 5 o'clock, and that is not me. I'm typically no later than 7, but usually no earlier than 7. And today it was 5, and I was like, why am I laying here trying to fall back asleep when I should just get up? My friend has been waking up every day at like 4:30, and while that sounds crazy, she's like, it's changing my life. Waking up that early and being able to get so much done before the sun even comes up, and I can attest that it's really nice. And I'm probably gonna have to start getting used to this because I'm going to have a baby soon. A baby. What today's video is I'm gonna be actually doing my makeup. So I actually did my makeup the other day, and I posted a little clip to Instagram stories, and I said, I feel so beautiful in this makeup or something like that. And the response to that little video clip was overwhelming. People being like, how did you do this makeup? And I'm like, it's really not that hard, but I will show you, and I will show you exactly what I did to get that look. Very simple, and I felt extremely pretty in that makeup. I walked around that day with like a spring in my step. I just felt like, yeah, I used my palette that I came out with Pure with this, but you don't have to use this palette. You can use any colors that are similar. But if you did happen to get this palette, then you can use these shades. So I used Moo Point, You're Not My Real Dad, and Golden Ticket. And I used just those. And it was so simple. And I love the way that it looked. I felt so pretty all day long. I also used the lashes I came out with Pure. Again, if you didn't get these, you don't have to use these. You can absolutely recreate this look without this collection. Any like mauve-y, cool toned purple color, cool toned brown, and then like a goldy shimmer shade will be good. And then any pair of lashes that you love. I'm using the Lovely Lashes that I came out with, but any pair of lashes that has like a beautiful curl to it, or like the Ardell Demi Wispies. Katie actually has a tutorial, like at Katie, which I will try to link down below. She has a tutorial on how to make like the Ardell Demi Wispies. She curls them and makes them very curly, and they're a drugstore lash that's really inexpensive. So I will link her video in here as well, so you guys can watch that. I'm just gonna hop into the makeup. Before we get into the makeup, you guys know that I've been working with HelloFresh for like the last 2 years now. I can't believe it's been like 2 years, but it will hopefully be another 2 years minimum because I am obsessed with HelloFresh. I'm actually so obsessed with it beyond just this sponsorship, which I know is hard to imagine because I'm obviously talking about them in a sponsored video, but I have nothing but good things to say about them. If anyone ever asks me and they're like, do you actually like HelloFresh? I'm like, yes, I'm telling you with my whole heart, it is so good. It is so good. So if you don't know what HelloFresh is, they are a meal delivery service. They deliver meals directly to your door, and they come in an insulated box, and in that box you have your bagged up meals, and in those bags are all the ingredients that you need to make the meal. It also comes with a recipe card, and there are 6 steps on the back of the recipe card. Each meal takes about half hour to make. There are like quick recipe options that can take like 20, but I'd say that on average for me it seems like about 30. They're very delicious. The meals are so well balanced too. They have a really good combo of veggies, and I get the veggie box now. I've not been getting any of the meat options because I don't know if it's being pregnant or what, but I'm not super duper interested in meat. I've been very veggie heavy for at least the last couple of months. It's what I crave all day long. Like I want the most veggies humanly possible, grilled or sauteed, or I want them roasted. I just want all the veggies. So that's been really nice because I'm eating extremely healthy. If you're not into getting all veggie meals, they have something for everyone. They have low calorie, vegetarian, family friendly recipes every week. When you get these meals delivered to your house, you don't have to think about meal planning. You don't have to worry about what you're going to be having for dinner. You just know that you grab your bag and you have everything you need for the best. They are so good, the best dinners. The packaging that they use to ship your food in is almost entirely made from recyclable and or already recycled content, which I think is amazing and it's super important. If you need to, you can change your delivery days, your food preferences. You can also skip a week if you need. HelloFresh has also donated over 2.5 million meals to charity in 2019 alone. And this year they're donating even more meals with coronavirus going on. This might have been one of my favorite meals that we've had. This is up there because it's so lemony, and the flavors of HelloFresh, they've changed the way that I cook 100%, like completely 100%. And I say that through and through, over and over. This isn't just me saying this because of the video. I know that's hard to believe, but I'm telling you, you will relearn how to cook when you sign up for HelloFresh beyond just getting the box. For me, it has made me an exponentially better cook because you learn how to pair flavors that you maybe have never thought of before. We use way more veggies, we use way more citrus, way more herbs. So that's an added bonus that they don't even talk about because it's literally that good. I've never had one meal that I didn't absolutely love. Never one time. I look beautiful. So pretty today. This is what I live for food-wise, so I know I'm gonna love it.
Yeah. It's like comfort food, but it's fresh.
Hello. Fresh. Okay, ready? Oh.
Were you ready?
It's so good with the lemon. Oh, this is how Zach cooks like regularly, these kind of flavors, ingredients together.
Only because of HelloFresh.
Honestly, because of HelloFresh. Yeah. I'm not even just saying it, dude. It's made him such a better cook because now he adds herbs and...
I use a lot more herbs and a lot more like...
citrus.
Yeah, a lot more zest in herbs.
If you guys are interested in signing up for HelloFresh, I'm going to have all of the information in the description of this video. You guys can use code 80RawBeauty at checkout, and that's going to get you $80 off, including free shipping on your first box when you sign up for HelloFresh. Just go to HelloFresh.com and you guys can redeem, and there's more details on their site as well. And I thank you so much to HelloFresh for continuing to work with me, supporting my channel, and for sponsoring this video. And now let's jump into the most requested makeup that I feel like I've had ever. But I couldn't believe my DMs where people like, tell us how to do it. I'm like, I feel like I have. Okay, so I did my eyes first with this look, and I feel like it made it so much cleaner and better. I say that sometimes it really does make a difference, and this look I feel like it did. So what I did is I primed my eyelids first, and I used the Colourpop No Filter concealer to prime. You can use any sort of eyelid primer that you have. This is the shade Fair 5. This look is so easy, you guys. You don't have to have any sort of blending skill level for something like this at all. Literally none. It's so simple because it's not precise at all. It's one of those, just swirl it. You just swirl it right on. And then when you do your foundation second, you clean up all the edges that you made, and it looks like you are a master at eyeshadow. And because it is so soft, I feel like this is one of those looks, this could be a date look. If I was gonna go on a date, I would wear a look like this. I've never been on a date. Isn't that weird? I mean, I've been on dates with my husband, but he was already my husband and boyfriend before that, you know what I mean? So I've never been on a date where you don't know the person, you're like trying to get to know them. That's what I mean, you know? I don't know what that would be like. It seems like it would be insanely awkward. You guys can let me know if you're dating right now. What is it like sitting at a table with somebody that you don't know and you're like looking at each other and you're trying to like, I can't imagine it. Zach and I went out to dinner. This is pre-COVID. And this may sound so pathetic, but it was so much fun. We pretended that we were on a date, like that we didn't know each other. And it sounds so cringe. I know how it sounds, but we were mostly just joking around, but we were like, what would it be like if we didn't know each other? Like, how would you act right now on our date? Like, what would we be talking about? And so we sat down at dinner together and like, we tried to shape our conversation as if we didn't know each other and we were trying to get to know each other and like kind of flirty back and forth. And it was so unbelievably awkward that, I mean, by the end, when it was like the end of the date and he was walking me up to the door and I was like, would you kiss me? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, do people do this? Do they stand at the door? Is it like movies where it's like, okay, well, we had a great time. Like, is that real? Or is that just movies? I don't know. Because the way that we always did it, like we met in high school. So we would like hang out after high school. There was never like a date. We didn't have any money, you know what I mean? So there was no like going out to a restaurant or anything. But like, what is that moment like? Do people lean in for a kiss? Do you go in and hook up? Like, I feel like I would overthink every single moment of it because it would just be like for me, I'm so awkward. Okay, so I'm gonna go into Moo Point right here. This is the first color that I use. Again, it doesn't have to be this shade. You can use any shade that's very similar. And I'm going to take that shade and I just run it all throughout the crease. Not at all precise, just fluffing it in. And you can bring it out kind of far because I'm gonna bring a shade over the top of this on the outer corner. But it was so fun. It was so fun sitting on that date and like pretending that we didn't know each other. And I will tell you, we were so unbelievably awkward. It even felt real. Even though we've been together for 15 years, it felt real. And I was like, I don't know how people don't just clam up. Okay, I'm not an extrovert. I have the weirdest personality. I don't know if anybody else is like me. I am pretty introverted. Like, especially in large crowds, I am not, well, it depends, because I can be the one that's like the center of attention, I totally can, or I can be the one standing in the back like being super awkward, like, It's weird. I wouldn't say I have like a very set personality. I can kind of shift it to each sort of situation. I wonder how I would be on a situation like a date. I feel that I'm an over talker, and also sometimes I go in for the joke, you know? I try to be funny and it doesn't hit quite right. I don't know if you've ever been one of those where you tell a joke and you're like, you feel like you read the room right and then you didn't. I've been there a couple of times and it makes you wanna. But I feel like that would be me on a date. Like I would just say something that would be like ill-timed or like awkward, or I don't know. Maybe dating is less awkward than I think, because I even was mentioning this to a friend the other day and I was like, what's dating like in 2020, you know? Like what is it? What's the haps? God, I sound like the mom from Mean Girls. Like, I'm a cool mom. I was asking kind of what it's like dating in 2020. And my friend was like, well, you know, it's Tinder. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes complete sense, because I feel like that would be less awkward because you have the conversation before the date. It's not like you just meet up two strangers and then you're like sitting at a table like, so when's your birthday? Is that what you ask people on dates, when their birthday is? I'm glad I don't have to do this. So I'm gonna go in with You're Not My Real Dad here, and that's a cool tone brown. So you don't, again, if you don't have the palette, you just need to find yourself a cool tone brown. And I take it on this fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M441. You don't have to use this brush. Any fluffy brush will do. And I sort of tap it on this outer corner here, and then I'm like fluffing it in. Again, you can be messy with this because we're gonna clean it all up at the end. I can hear my cat literally trying to claw her way into this room. She feels like something's happening in here that's really exciting and she needs to be a part of it. Do you hear her? I promise you, you don't wanna be in here. That's it for the outer corner. And I just sort of tap that shade and fluff it inward, so you still have that cool toned like mauve-y color. And even though it's super messy, we're gonna clean up this line down here, and then once you put lashes on and everything, it just comes together so beautifully. It looks so nice. And because it's not super warm or like heavily done, that's why I'm saying this is kind of like date makeup, because it's so like soft. I feel that nobody would be like, wow, this is too much makeup. Not that there's such a thing. I couldn't care less. I feel like this could be kind of bridal makeup too. Like, you know how there's makeup that's like sexy and then there's stuff that's like really like grungy? This is pretty. This is you just feel really pretty in this. Everyone asks and they'll be like, how have your cats acted towards you after getting pregnant? Like, have they changed? And at first I was like, I'm food lady, they don't know. I feel like that one knows. The other two, they act exactly the same around me. But this one, she's been ultra lovey with me. She needs to be around me all the time. When I'm laying down, she like comes up, and she's never done this before. She only lays on Zach. Like, she is his girl through and through. She loves him. If you were to be standing there and you're like, come here, who do you love more? She would 100% go to Zach every single time. Like, she does not care about me usually at all. And lately, she is all over me. She stands outside of doors when I'm not. I mean, maybe it has nothing to do with pregnancy. Maybe she just likes me. I have been like extra lovey with her. Belly, she's pulling her way into this room. I would let her in here, but she'll be all over this table. She'll be standing in the eyeshadow. She's a nuisance. She's a good one, but she's a nuisance. She's definitely different around me. She normally would never lay on me or even near me. And every night now she sleeps at my feet, and then halfway through the night she comes up and puts herself in my arm crook. And she made it in here. Hi, honey. Hi. How did you do this? Come here. Come here, love.
Why you need to be with me?
Why? Go snuggle with your daddy. Go snuggle. Oh, she's purring. Come here. Here she is. Oh. Oh, she's a girl. Can you hear her? Is this what you needed? You just wanted a snug. See what I'm talking about? She just has to be with me at all times. Oh, do you see that drool? She is pouring drool out of her mouth.
You are disgusting. Oh my nose. You are
Oh, you are dripping. Dripperine. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, no. Oh.
You're so disgusting. Oh my nose.
Is this all you needed, sweetie? Is this all you needed? You just needed a little love. Oh my goodness. Is this what you needed? You just needed a little bit of loving. You are, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I am soaking wet. She's dripping all over me. What a good girl. Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you guys right now, this did not exist before I got pregnant. It did not exist. She would never, ever claw her way into a room to come snuggle me. She does not care about me. She's nice to me normally, but she would never snuggle with me or like ask to be held. Look at her. Oh my goodness.
Now she loves her mom. Still loves her mom.
Okay, can we go put you with daddy? Okay. Had to go bring her to dada. She's such a neaterine. So this is it. This is it for the eyes. And then all you're gonna do is take a little bit of, I'm gonna use Golden Ticket. And I just tapped a little bit into it. And I take a little bit right here on this inner corner. And then tap it out right in the center. That's it. Kind of gradiating it out. That's as simple as the eyes are. It's actually done after that. There is a cat. No. Get out of here. You might think, Kristi, why don't you shut the door? Well, I'll tell you why. Because we live in a house built in the 1920s and it doesn't have doors that shut, okay? There are 3 doors in this house that do not shut. So the way that I have to shut my makeup room door is I have to stick a scarf underneath it, tie a knot in it, and then pull the door so it like jams it shut. And the cat on the other side is pulling at the scarf. You might think, Kristi, you've lived there for 7 years. Why haven't you bought new doors? I don't have an answer for you, okay? I don't know. So to finish off the eyes, all it is brown eyeliner. I'm gonna use the Makeup Geek dark brown liner. And all I do is just take it on my waterline and then on my tight line up here. That's it for the eyes, all done. Just a pair of lashes and that's it. So now I'm gonna just toss on my lashes. That feeling when I stood up a second ago, by the way, when I was like saying ow when I was holding the cat. Let's go put you. Ow. I don't know what the hell that feeling was. It was like the baby was falling out. Like I have this sensation sometimes. I'm doing a pregnancy update soon and you guys will hear all about this, but the sensations I have been experiencing, this is what people are talking about. She's gonna come in here again. Hi, Belly. Can you stop? I love you too, honey, but you have to stop. I need to get doors that lock, sweetie. I know. You can jump up here, but you have to sit still, okay? And I know you're not gonna, 'cause you're bad. Yeah, you are. Don't argue with me. She's obsessed with me. Why are you so obsessed with me? You're so cute. You can't. If you're gonna jump up here, then just do it. I'm gonna put some lashes on with a pair of tweezers, so... Okay, go away. Yeah, some of these symptoms that I've been experiencing, you guys, she's doing exactly what I said she would do. She's up on my desk now. It's so intense, you guys. Like the amount of pressure and pain and just intensity that I'm experiencing is like on another level. And yes, I've talked to my doctor. I've gotten examined. I got belly. I kind of knew that was going to happen. Just FENTY powder everywhere. I'm going to be doing like a full pregnancy update soon because I have so many things to talk about. I'm in my 3rd trimester now and everything has changed. Like it's so weird because just merely like 3 or 4 weeks ago, nothing felt the way that it feels now. Everything has changed. It's so crazy how fast that can happen, but it's like a completely different body that I'm experiencing right now and it kind of hurts. I feel kind of bad too because this next update is going to be, I hate to say negative. I don't think it's going to be negative, but I think it's going to be like very, very honest. Like it's going to have all the elements of the reality of what this feels like. I think it's so different for everybody. And I've seen some people like say, oh, it can be so painful and all this kind of stuff. And some people are like, it's a non-issue. It's different for everybody. It's different for every stage that you're in because the 1st trimester and 2nd, like it was kind of a breeze for me and it's still okay. I just, I'm getting huge and this baby is getting huge and I am like feeling it. But we'll get to all this later. You know, see, look, lashes completes the whole look, very simple. And then I'm just gonna clean it up with foundation and it looks so pretty. I'm gonna throw this other lash on real quick and I will be right back. Now, I've already moisturized my skin. I used the Tatcha Water Cream Moisturizer. I put it on before I even started doing my eyes, so my skin had time to absorb and get nice and dewy before I put my foundation on. And today, for my foundation, I am going to be using the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation. I have been really loving the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Foundation. I did a review on it. I'll link it up here. It's very good, but for this look that I did, I put the Pretty Fresh on and then I was like, today ain't a pretty fresh day. Today is a full coverage day. And then I immediately proceeded to kind of wipe it and then layer on the Pureform one. So that's all I'm gonna do today. This is the shade MN3. This is a little bit too dark for me, but you know what? So, see, it's not terrible, but it's not like my exact shade match. But this foundation, oh, I'm done talking about it. I have already sung its praises for coming up on, is it just a year and a half now, where I can't get enough. So I'm gonna take this and see what I'm talking about when I say you can kind of clean up that edge. If you brought it down too low, now it's nice and soft. It's not too cut like if you already have used tape, but it's just like, just a soft little oomph up, and it cleans up that whole area. This is the Colourpop sponge, by the way. I don't know which one it is, but I really like the sponge. I just, look how nice it makes my skin look. Like, we're talking, it's just flawless. It covers everything, but it also leaves like a really fresh finish. I don't know, maybe I feel like there's something about this foundation that I feel like this was made for my skin. I've seen some people get it and they're like kind of indifferent towards it. I guess this is the difference of like, everybody has different skin preferences, you know? Everyone has different skin types and what they like. I do have a code with Pure. I feel really weird talking about it. It's weird. I've had it for a really long time, and I never ever talk about codes because you have kind of two sides of the spectrum. Some people are like, stop pushing your code, and then the other people are like, why didn't you tell me that you had a code? I could have saved some money. So I feel like I want to tell you, in case you're interested, you literally do not have to use my code. I do not care. It saves you 30% if you use my code, but I will get that. So if you are like weird about that at all, which some people are, don't have to use it, but it's literally a 30% off code if you're interested in getting Pure products. And I think it's just from their website, purecosmetics.com. I've had the code for a really long time. I've never mentioned it. And then somebody kind of yelled at me the other day and they were like, why don't you talk about your code? I could have saved. And I was like, well, it's a double-edged sword. I don't want to be that person pushing codes, but at the same time, I don't want to not have you save money. So I don't know what to do. Okay, now I'm gonna put on some concealer. This is the Colourpop No Filter, same shade that I used for my eyes. And I'm just going to blend that out with the same sponge. This is what I did the other day. I like took more time on my complexion, and I also powdered. I powdered quite a bit on my skin in areas like down here, and there was just something about it. I will say I'm really kind of sad to see summer going. It's for sure coming up on fall here, but we needed the rain because there are fires everywhere in Washington right now. And I don't know when you guys are seeing this video, but there are fires everywhere. And it is so smoky outside, so bad. And I just want it to rain so badly so that this can get taken care of. And so we do have some rain in the forecast, which I'm really excited about. I was gonna make a video, and you guys can let me know if you'd be interested in this. I did get a little like bit of mixed feedback. I'd say the majority of people were like really receptive to it. I talk about this stuff a lot on my Twitter and Instagram stories, so if you don't follow me on either one of those, you don't have to. Do whatever you want. But if you're wanting to like participate or like give me your feedback or, you know, talk to me, Twitter is the best place, but Instagram as well. I do a lot of like Instagram story posts, and I talked about a few videos that I'm in the works of making right now. This is the Fenty butter powder. It's good. If you've been wondering, yes, it is good and it is worth your money. I'm making an anti-MLM video, which the response on that, I've had like 2 people say not to do it, and both of them were in an MLM. The rest of you are like, make it yesterday. It takes so much longer than you might think to do the research for a video like that. I want to touch on the topic very delicately because I am not going to be shaming anyone in the video. I want to make sure that the video comes off the way that I want it to without it being shamey. I will shame people who exploit people and are hideous all day long, but I have to tread lightly because the majority of the people in MLMs, which I'm going to talk about this in a video coming up, I'm going to have a whole anti-MLM video. And it's not just like anti-MLM. I want to like more explain what they are for people who don't know, and explain the structure and explain the predatory business tactics and explain the lack of honesty that goes on in these companies and the false promises. Like, I really want to go into all of that more or less because I have this big platform. I love anti-MLM content. Don't get me wrong. But I have many friends that have gotten pulled into them, and it actually crushes my heart and soul to see it because I want these people to succeed and I want them to do well. And statistically, we know that not to be the case. And so I'm in the middle of making this video right now. I'm researching for it. And you might be like, how much research can you do? Bitch, there are a lot of MLMs and there are a lot of companies that they have different business structures and the way that they work and give the most accurate information so that when the video's over, people aren't being like, well, but you forgot this, you didn't say this. That's like the best way to have people not listen by that a lot of people will feel like, well, that's not mine. Well, mine doesn't do it that way. They all do. So I'm in the middle of working on that video right now. It's taking so much time. If you saw my notes, it's so long, and it's very rare that I do these kinds of research topics. Like I am, you know, I'm a makeup channel at the end of the day, but I'm not, you know, yes, is the majority of my content about makeup? Sure. But I'm a human being. We all have social media, and we likely all know somebody in an MLM, and we might even be one of those people. And so I want to make sure that I am not doing a disservice with this video, that I am actually being helpful and having good information and making it easy to digest for people that don't want to hear it or that haven't heard it before. So anyway, I'm working on that video. I asked a question on Instagram and I said, would you guys be interested in watching a video all about like my biggest fears about parenting? And so many people were like, yes, we need to talk about this. And then many people were like, not really, because I feel like you're gonna get too much unsolicited feedback. And I was like, ooh, that's a really good point. So now that I put that powder on, I'm gonna go into the Lunar Beauty. This is the Moon Prism blush palette. And I'm gonna dip into this, and this shade. So we've got Stargaze, Twilight, and Pink Moon, and I kind of just like mix them all together. I'm gonna do my blush first, and then I'm gonna go in with my bronzer. And I'm taking this on an IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe French Boutique Blush Brush number 4. Many of the fears that I have surrounding parenting are probably extremely irrational. They're not based in much reality, I think, or maybe they are, but maybe they're just natural things that people in general fear, you know? And they're not things that I need advice on necessarily. So I'm not really looking for advice. I'm just more looking to like, I don't know, be honest and just forthcoming with how I'm feeling about what anybody, I think in a situation where you're gonna have to take care of another human being. And like, I've never taken care of a person before, you know? I have never cared for another human being. Cats, all day long. I've taken care of cats a billion times. I know how to take care of animals, but animals are relatively independent, okay? I've never taken care of something that needs full attention all the time. Like, I am your main source of food. Yes, I'm my main source of food for my cats, but I put it out and they eat it as they wish. And then of course I feed them meals throughout the day as well. But if I miss one of those meals where I give them like their wet cat food, they're fine because they have their dry cat food. They have their water dish. They kind of just do their own thing. They go to sleep on their own. It's not the same thing. Like I'm very aware that having cats is not the same as having a human. And so I've never taken care of another little thing before that needs to be changed. It needs to be fed. It needs to have all of this care that's not even just basic necessities met care, but like also the love and the time and the quality time spent and like taking care of myself. And there's just so many different things. I've never navigated that before. And when you think about parenting many times, at least in my case, I think about the good stuff way more than I think about the reality of the situation. And when I dive deeper into the reality of the situation, there are fears associated. Just wanting to make sure that I'm doing it right and doing good. And I think that maybe for me, I've always said, and I'll say a million times, by the way, I'm using the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light. Why did I have to read that? I've used this 600 million times. I've always said sugarcoating things is not helpful to anybody if we don't talk about stuff that we're feeling. Many times people feel alone or they don't feel like they're valid in their, you know, fears and concerns. But when you open yourself up to that on the internet, when you say things like, I'm afraid of blank, you've now put that out there and people are gonna hear that and run with it. So say that fear comes true, like she knew, or if that fear doesn't come, they'll be like, she's got too much stress about this. Don't worry about it. You're overthinking it. I don't need to hear any of that. They're just feelings, you know what I mean? Feelings are just feelings many times. They don't have to have anything like so much deeper. It's just, to me, I feel like I'm very aware that these fears many times are completely irrational and unhelpful. I'm not necessarily looking to, oh my God, I'm hitting pan. Look at this. See those little like marks in the center? Those are the shape of the bottom of the pan. Ooh. That's the thing. I'm not looking really for any sort of advice to like get over these fears. I know that many of these things are normal in parenthood, but not only that, are going to either come true or not come true. And I'm very aware that many times what my brain tells me is going to happen is so far from the reality of what's actually going to happen. I'll be on an airplane and I'll be like, with my anxiety, like, this is the day the plane crashes. And I'll like have all these thoughts about all this horrible stuff that's about to happen. And it doesn't happen inevitably. And I've stressed and worried about literally nothing. I'm well aware that likely that's what's happening with this too. It's a completely unnavigated path in my life. But would you guys be interested in that video? Would you be interested in hearing me talk about just my fears? I have a whole list of them. I'm going to talk about good things as well, things I'm excited about, but I want to talk about things that like my mind is kind of going through, and then maybe, you know, maybe you could relate. And if not, if you think it's going to be a video where I'm going to get too much unsolicited advice or it's going to open me up to criticism in any way, I just frankly will not do it. I mean, and that's going to happen at any point on the internet. You could literally talk about an eyeshadow palette and people are like, oh, the controversy. It's powder that we put on our eyes. It's not that deep. But parenting is that deep and people have a huge reaction to it. You know what I mean? It's not something that a lot of people allow difference of opinion in. You know, it's one of those areas where if you disagree with me, we've got a problem. And I don't feel that way. I couldn't care less. What another parent does or doesn't do, it just does not affect me or my life at all. Obviously, we're not talking about like serious situations here. We're talking about like different choices in parenting techniques or like different fears or concerns that people have. We're not talking about like very serious things that affect like the whole landscape of a child's life here. And I can understand why people can get more involved in that. I'm going to use the Pure Afterglow highlighter. Been loving this and I can't put it down. I'm using this on my EcoTools little this brush, precision highlight. We all have differences in opinion, and that's the hard part. Everyone parents so differently. Everyone is so different. Like some people don't have anxiety. Some people have chronic debilitating anxiety. So you can't really compare your situation with another, you know, it just kind of is what it is. And this was a huge surprise to us as a couple, you know, we didn't expect this. I never in my life, in a million, quadrillion, jillion years, could have seen myself being a parent after all this stuff we did. We tried for years, and then I came to total terms with it. I was like, I'm never gonna be a mom, and that's fine. I will be a mom to cats and chickens and wildlife, and that's so fine. Now I have to reframe my whole life, and all of those fears I let go, well, they're all back. So let me know if you think that would be interesting, or if not, I just simply will not film it. But both of those videos are probably likely coming, so you just let me know. The anti-MLM one is coming no matter what people say, and that is not the basis of my channel, but it is something that I just have to do for my, it's not even for my benefit. It's so that if you trust me, if you like my YouTube channel, and if you feel like you kind of know who I am as a person, know that I don't flippantly usually speak on things. And by the way, I'm just taking, this is the Milani All-Over Blending Brush. Freaking love this brush for highlight. It is so good. I do not take well to my friends and family and good people being exploited. And I do not take well to people being told lies and expecting really exciting things in their lives by people who are lying to them. It's not a question. It's not like, well, maybe they had, no, we have the information. We know the exact amount of money that people make. It is not a question. This isn't hearsay. This is not up for debate. You can debate on your stance on them all day long. Especially many people that do debate in favor of them are the people at the top with a ton of people underneath them who are doing really well. And I understand why it's such a heavy topic. By the way, I'm gonna do my brows. I'm gonna use the NYX Espresso Micro Brow Pencil. I understand why there's such a heated debate on both sides. And trust me, this video is going to be well done in a way where I really wanna make sure that it is fair and honest, and I just want to make sure that there's not attacking. I mean, I'm gonna get kind of salty in the video because I just have to say, and I will repeat this in the video, it could make me rage right now. Like I could lose my mind right now as I sit here. When I see good people, and there's many out there, and I feel like the majority of people that sign into these, they've been told one thing and they believe that thing and they want to achieve that goal because it's their life goal to do XYZ. They want to be a stay-home mom. They want to make money and support their family. They want to work from home. They want to be financially free. And again, we're going to discuss all of this in the video, but this is the reason I'm making it, and I don't want to hear it. When you look at people in that situation as somebody in one of these companies and you see that with dollar signs in your eyes, even though you know without a doubt in your heart that they are not going to succeed. We know that for a fact. 99% of people don't succeed. I'm going to get into all this later. That is why I'm making this video, because it could make me rage. I could rage right here, right now at the thought of people being so excited for their futures and their business opportunity and their chance to get to be able to do the dream of their life. Seeing that excitement in their eyes, like I could tear up right now. It can make me sick to my stomach. The excitement in their eyes and how they feel towards this opportunity that's going to change their life. And the fact that when I see people that I love with my entire heart be excited and get really, really hopeful for their business to thrive, and I know the statistic behind it, and you know that 99% of people are going to lose money or fail, and you see the people that recruited them into that making money off of them, but them not making it. To me, there's not much lower you could get as a human being than to see somebody in a position of excitement and like, I'm really excited for this and I really hope that it works out, to know in your heart that it's not going to for them and still fucking sign them up. It makes me ragey. So I am working on this. Anyway, we'll not finish talking about that in this video because I will repeat myself and I don't want to do that. I want to be concise and not in the mode that I'm in right now. Oh, I'm going to go in on these bitches, but I am also going to try to make sure that the people that are in it, they don't feel shamed and they don't feel dumb. And this isn't your fault. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't. You were lied to. And frankly, we are not going to at least me, I'm not going to sit around and blame people for hoping that they can have the future that somebody else lied to them about. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. The people that are up there lying, oh, you fucking bet your bottom dollar. I'm going to go in on those people because you know what? I've had it. But we don't have to keep talking about that. So this is the brows. Very easy. All I do is I start at the tail and I flick kind of just super gently up at the front here, fill in the tail a little bit darker, and then super gently in the front. Then I take the little spoolie and just kind of brush through, make sure that everything's looking good. Easy, easy, easy brows. Do they look the best? I mean, yeah, they do. I mean, I was doing that with the spoolie side. And I almost just used CoverGirl Exhibitionist in my brows because it looks so similar packaging wise when you're just not paying attention to the Sigma brow gel. This is the Sigma Clear Brow Gel. It looks like it's gonna rain out there and it's just smoke. It looks like the foggiest. That's what I'm talking about, those low pains. The baby's head is right on my cervix right now. We got an ultrasound a couple of days ago. I can feel that. So that's brows. Now we just have to finish off the eyes, do the lips, and we are done. So all I did for finishing off the eyes was I took those same shades. So I took Moo Point, and then I just ran it right up into that on the bottom. This is the same thing I do every time, just to kind of tie it all in together, you know? A little bit of You're Not My Real Dad on the outer, and then I just blend it all in with mascara, and that is it for the eyes. I don't use the CoverGirl Exhibitionist for that because that is waterproof. I actually used the NYX On The Rise mascara. Whew, I am sweating. See, just when you finish it off with those bottom lashes, it just does something. Bottom lashes make all the difference in the world. And then for the lips, it was super duper easy. All I did was take this gloss right here, which I just got sent a couple more Lunar Beauty Dreamy gloss, which I'm so excited about because it's my favorite gloss of all time. And it was out of stock for the longest time, and now it was back. And I got a couple of them. Thank you so much, Manny. I used this lipstick here. This is Refine from Ofra and Jen Loves Reviews collab. Really, really pretty because it's like this kind of cool toned mauve-y shade. It just, see how nicely that goes with the eyes? It works so well. And I just stick it on the center, as always, you know, and I sort of buff it out. But I also took this lip liner, and this is Oh Snap by Colourpop, and I do line the top and bottom so that my lips look a little bit juicier. See, just right there in the center. I don't like take it out to the edges or anything. Just like that. And then I take the Patrick Ta She's Expensive gloss and do this. And that, my friends, is the finished look. Wow, I curled my hair like perfectly this morning. Like I literally had it curled like super wavy and perfect, and then I just stuck it up because I was so hot, and now look at it. Look down here. We're just gonna kind of look unkempt. But this is the finished makeup look. I love it so much. This is exactly what I showed on my Instagram stories the other day. So if you guys were interested in how I got that, that's this right here. And I just think it's so beautiful. I will have all the products that I use listed in the description of this video. Also, I will have all of the links for HelloFresh if you guys are interested in checking them out. Again, you guys can go to HelloFresh.com and enter the code 80RawBeauty at checkout, and that will get you $80 off plus free shipping on your first box when you sign up for HelloFresh. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you at my next video. Bye! Like, hush. My cat wants in here so bad. She wants in here so bad. She's outside the door just screaming at me. You hear her? I'm sure you do. Belly. Okay. This cat is going to be the death of me. Okay, it is 7 a.m. I was... What the hell is that alarm for? Belly. Belly. No, honey. No. No. And I just tapped a little bit. I'll get it in a minute. Nope. What in the fucking fuck? So I took Moo Point, and I'm sweaty, lady.